What up? What up? What up? What up? You already know what it is. You have just entered the war zone. Now, why can we not begin to look into the laws that Japan has just enacted for their upcoming 2027 year? Why is it that we cannot put a stringent policy on the immigrations policies that America has been putting out to the public? In Japan, with their new policy, well, let's go back to their old policy. Their old policy would accept workers from foreign nations. However, they would not call the people that's coming from foreign nations workers. They were actually called interns. Okay, these interns would receive very low pay, and they would work in areas of industry that was highly disliked. Okay, jobs that you couldn't get animals to do. Right, animals would have enough sense than to do some of these type of jobs that the Japanese had their interns doing for low pay. Okay, they were not to come over to Japan and be taught anything about Japan regarding how they move in a technological space, how they defend their nation. They were not privy to know any of that. They also could not travel outside of the area that they were housed. You could only work, well, when you could only work for, what is it? One one you have to work for a year at least, and one and I think after 3 years you get some form of a small benefit. But the thing is, these interns would be getting cheated, and they would not be getting paid by the company owners, right? So, Japan basically would get the job done. They would get their job done and they would not have to put their nation at any risk, or they would totally minimize the risk of their nation being compromised in any way. Now, a lot of you Americans, a lot of my beautiful Americans, a lot of my beautiful black brothers and sisters of America, a lot of us do not study warfare, right? And what goes on in warfare. A lot of us look at movies and think that's the extent of warfare. Like, movies only end when you stop. Excuse me. Wars only end when you hit stop on the movie, right? No, it doesn't work like that. And if you know about James Bond, just think about a population all being trained to be like James Bond. And I'm not talking about be aerodynamic with his technologies or anything. I'm talking about being a spy. Most of these foreigners that are coming over here are not treated like you and me as American citizens, right? They are not treated like a citizen in which you would term or think a citizen should be. They're not like that. They're not like that. See, their citizenry is semi quasi a war, semi quasi a militia. Their citizenry is made to be a basic militia. See in in Japan, they did not allow you to get into their government. They did not allow you to come over as a worker and get into their government, right? And then even when even when you did assimilate, oh, it's another thing. After 3 years, that's what it was I was thinking about. After 3 years, right, in Japan of you learning, right, how to do your job, after 3 years, Japan is going to test you if you want to stay longer. You have to learn the Japanese language. See, you have to learn. So Japan will not allow you into their society fully. Even if you was an intern, you are relegated. You are stationed and barricaded to that community complex that you are staying. You cannot go out past a certain point in Japan, right? So, in order to fully assimilate, in order for Japan to allow you to assimilate, number one, you have to know their language, right? It's not a matter of you assimilating, right? It's not a matter of when you assimilate. No, Japan is going to test you after a certain point, and if you want to stay in their country, you must know their language. How are you assimilating and you have not even attempted to learn that language, that culture, right? Japan wants to know you are fully assimilated into their culture. You fully drop whatever culture you came from or was born to, and Japan wants you to understand that your nation is Japan. You only pledge allegiance to Japan. You're not coming into Japan to learn our beautiful way of life, make money in our beautiful industry, and send your money back home to your country and homeland. Mm-mm. I totally agree with that. But now Japan has opened up their laws a bit more, just a bit more, a little bit more to where the interns are not going to be referred to as interns any longer. They're going to be called employees now. Japan is they something else. But I ain't mad at them. They're like I ain't mad at them. They're not like Germany. Germany, I guess, been letting anybody in there, right? Japan, like, nah, you ain't coming, you ain't coming up in our joint. No, and if you coming up in our joint, we're gonna make sure you know how to speak Japanese, and we're gonna make sure you are fully assimilated into the Japanese culture. It ain't gonna be any of that sending money back home and sending information back home to the op. We not doing that. Japan, like, we not doing that. So I feel like, why not America go through that? Why is it so hard for us to understand that we can't be acting like this is a whole, a kumbaya nation? We cannot be putting that rhetoric out there. We need to stop that. We need to stop. This is the land of the free and and nah, man, it is the land of the free, but it's not the land of the free for everybody. Let's get that straight here. You cannot run a country when you have no borders and everybody can come into your country. You won't have a country. What don't you understand about that? I'm trying to understand, what don't you understand? If we allow these Muslims to invade our borders, America is truly doomed. Are you nuts? That don't even make it. It sounds retarded coming out. It just sounds crazy. All right. We have black women it's now starting to get online. Shout out to those black queens, man. I haven't seen any real black women talking about this, but these black women, they're going viral right now. I posted them on TikTok. They're going viral. And it's three of them, and they're podcasting talking about the Muslim Brotherhood and care threat. Okay? You have the CARE program or the CARE organization who acts as if they are against the Muslim Brotherhood, act as if they Blood hives. I don't understand people. I'm just over here just looking at some of these comments. I just don't understand. I just don't understand you people. Mm-mm-mm-mm. We need to get these people out of here. I mean, I'm sitting over here talking about immigrants, right? I'm outside. Just had some technical difficulties, but I'm outside. I'm outside, hanging out by the water. I come jump into the car, turn around. Who's outside sitting down? More immigrants. More immigrants. More immigrants, man. They're just everywhere. They're everywhere. You cannot tell me these people are not everywhere. You can't tell me that. Where is Hard Rock? Hard Rocker said, "Where is Obama, the false prophet?" Obama is a tether. Obama is a tool uh, to control a certain demographic here in America. But the ones who know. The ones who need to know. You know, you can go on thinking that the blacks that you have been seeing are the ones who truly believe in how America should go. You can go on and keep on believing that. The real blacks, the real blacks are not really even online, right? The real blacks are not even, they don't really even have podcasts. They are in the comments section or they are viewing the video, right? The real blacks. The real blacks have been suppressed. They can't even get online damn near because what they really want to say is going to be suppressed. Hell. I just had my TikTok snatched, and thank God, got it right back. Thank God, they gave it right back to me. But come on, another dude just sent me, attempted to report me to TikTok today too, right? It's like, so a lot of the real ones, they don't even bother with getting online, so you don't even hear a lot from the real ones. You are hearing from, people of the talking point line, right? You're not really hearing from the real blacks. The real blacks are the ones who called for deportation of these immigrants. The blacks are the people who started the call for mass deportation. It was not the whites. The whites, which is Trump and MAGA, only wanted to build the wall, period. It was Chicago, the Chicago blacks, who went viral after going after Mayor Brandon Johnson at a city council meeting, screaming to the top of their lungs, intelligently, articulately, letting them know and conveying to Brandon Johnson and his administration that they are fed up and the black society of Chicago would like the administration of Chicago to politely remove the illegal immigrants that surround their black, beautiful community. Okay? This is all we want. We don't want any problems with you immigrants. We just do not, we really just don't, we don't want you here. I mean, and it's not to be racist or anything like that. It's not being racist. It's being very smart and strategic and understanding that you people are compromised. We cannot be allowing in compromised people from enemy states. You just cannot do that. Now, America has been doing such a great job with this intelligence and keeping us safe here in America for all of these years, even though we've had the immigration policy that we have had, even though we have let in all of the illegal immigrants that we have already let in already. America still has been doing a great job in keeping us safe. America is intelligent. But now America is compromised. America has been compromised for a good while now. America is compromised and being ran from people that are not even American. All right? We are pushing agendas that are totally, totally adjacent to our agenda, to our American policy. This is what's going on. You have people behind the scenes in our American government working with these Muslim-based organizations, working with these radical Muslim-based organizations. These people are coming over here in droves. They are directed to have babies in droves. They are directed to come over and have babies with our women. These people don't look at being sovereign as where they come from. These people look at taking over a land as sovereignty to them. When these people take over a land, they feel like it's theirs all the way. Do you know how much land the Arab nation has in the Middle East? A very, very big, big, huge portion. And many of them never ever was born in these nations. These nations were taken over by the Ottoman Empire. They were taken over by all of these Muslim branch off groups all throughout the years. This Muslim nation has been nothing but a warring nation that wars against themselves and other people. These Muslims are the people who basically designed the concept of slavery. These people enslaved people before white people. Let that sink in. These people enslaved people before white people. These people enslaved people hundreds of years before white people. For hundreds of years. Hundreds before white people. These people are the problem. I have never been a Islamophobe. I was advocating for you people. But, it taught me a lesson because it's like you don't advocate for something that you truly don't know about. like you truly didn't do your true research about, right? I got around the black Muslims and the black Muslims in America and seen how they operate. And I was around them one time, and I was around the high-ranking people, and it was just so much black love, and I was like, wow, this is how Muslims, giving it up, like wow, right? But then I started to do a little bit more digging and research, and I'm like, well, these Muslims over here, I believe, is different from the Muslims over across seas. So I'm like, huh. What's up with that? And I'm saying to myself, do these Muslims get treated wrong if they go overseas, or how are they treated, right? I'm like, then I started just doing more and more research, just understanding. I'm like, why are these Muslims always fighting, right? They claim to be such a peaceful people, and I'm like, why are they always freaking fighting? And I come to the conclusion that these people can't be peaceful. They can't even be peaceful amongst themselves. They call all who are not Muslims infidels. Infidels. They say we are infidels. They're people. That hit me this morning. Like, you mean to tell me I'm a label? I'm an infidel? Like, wow, I'm an infidel. I didn't even do nothing to you people. Only advocate. And written in your law, written in your Sharia law, written in your own Quran, that if we are not Muslim, we are infidels. We are enemies to you. Real, true enemies to you. That's no way to live. That's no way to live. That's not God. God didn't put us here on this planet to get with one group of people and say everybody else is the enemy. That's retarded. That's retarded. That don't even make sense. And then for you people to believe that, you're delusional. You're delusional. You are grown and you still believe that. I can understand, you were tricked, when you as a kid, you were tricked a little bit, right? I can understand that. But you're grown now. And you still believe everybody outside of your stinky, you still believe everybody outside of your religion is an enemy? No, I really don't trust you people when I see you now. I really, when I see you now, it irks me. I, I need to stop being like that, man. Because anybody I feel like is enemy, it's very hard for me to look at them. It's just. I mean, I can, I will. It's just saying inside, it's not a good feeling. I do not want you people around me because I don't trust you. I don't know what you are thinking and about to do in these war times, because this is obviously wartime. You people look harmless as a dove. All of you look like you're harmless. You look innocent. You're talking, oh brother. No, brother. We ought to help one another. They come with all of this wisdom, right? I be talking to some of these Muslims. Swear they got the Muslim. They got They got all of the Muslim in the palm of their hand. They have all of the wisdom in the palm of. You talk to some of these Muslims, and I'm not talking about my black FOY. I'm not talking about the black Muslims. I'm not talking about the FOYs. Shout out to the Fruit of Islam. Shout out to the MGT. I'm talking about these Muslims abroad. Brother, brother, you just have to look to the sun, brother. We are to help one another, brother. We are to help each other with each other's burdens, brother. For real? Then why they not doing that back in your hometown, brother? Brother, some people, brother, are of another spirit, brother. Yes, but isn't it more of you good people and peaceful Muslims than the bad Muslims? Why is it that y'all can't get a grip? What is it that you just let them run amok and y'all just do anything they want? Like, I mean, I'm just trying to understand. Is that how that go? Y'all don't come together as a collective, good, sound, grounded Muslim base and go after the people who are making your nation look like a hideous, malicious, sent straight from the devil group? No, this is how these people are. They tricksters. They talk to you with all of these kind words. You know, they act as if they're extremely humble. This is what they do. Yet on the other end, they're working with terror networks. Picture that, black bishops over here working with terror networks, right? Working with the gangster disciples or something. Not saying that. Excuse me. I don't want to call, but working for the gangs or something. Picture our black bishops and black preachers or Catholic priests. You all working for Bloods and Crips and all of that, right? And you're getting in front of your congregation or the microphone of basically letting the people know those are lies. But at the same time, you're really working with them. This is what we're dealing with this Muslim population and community. These people are, and I tell you, it irks me when I see their little babies. I see their little babies in my America now. I'm like, no, they got to go. Sorry, little kids, you will not be able to see the beautifulness of America when you come into consciousness. You won't be getting into consciousness here in America. You won't come into consciousness. You have to go because you will be made an enemy of America. Once you come into consciousness out of your babyhood, out of your infant uh, mind stage, you will then be made to understand that we here, Americans, are the enemy. We're tired of that. We don't want you here screaming death to America, and you're in America. You just woke a sleeping giant. You just woke a sleeping giant. Now you're all about to find out why the whole world wants America to step into these wars. Now America has been doing very, very good lately, not stepping into big, big wars, right? We have been handling business the way we have been handling business. Shout out to America for keeping the Americans safe. But a lot of these countries have been attempting to get America to get into certain wars. And you are truly now about to find out why. America don't play no games when it comes to warfare. You can look it up, you can research it, you can go into the library and stay in there for 8 hours, and you're gonna find out America kicks ass. America kicks ass. It's the American spirit. The American spirit is truly real. It starts from the people all the way up top. It's the spirit of America. If you people come in here, you're not dealing with the politicians. You're not dealing with Trump. You people are on the ground dealing with real Americans. And you're coming into the American spirit. And now you're about to get gobbled up and stomped on by the American giant. We didn't conquer the world just by, being a laxical country, a docile people. The people over here, white and black, are some of the most intelligent and brutal people when it comes to warfare. The combination of the white and black man in warfare is undeniably unbeatable. We are the number one nation and will remain the number one nation. I am tired of hearing the talking points about America is sliding and America is, losing its footing and its dominance and whatever. I don't believe that to be the case. I believe in another 3 years, America is going to be heading in the right direction. America, we're good. Even through all of this carnage, even through having $33 trillion in debt, we are still somehow the number one in the world and kick ass, and no military is remotely close to ours. That's no talking point. These are facts. We come into your nation. If you act funny, we slap you around. Nigeria now is pleading that we don't come in there. They're talking to Hegseth right now, pleading we don't. They're speaking to the Pentagon right now, pleading that we don't come in there. You Arab countries, you don't want this smoke for real. You don't want this smoke for real. Iran, I thought you were doing something good at first, because I really didn't do the research on it. Because me, I'm the type, I don't like people being bullied, right? But no, you people are sending people over to attempt to bring down America. We can't have that. We can't have that. Israel has been really doing their thing. And just imagine if we actually send American troops over there to help Israel. Just imagine if we put American boots on the ground over there. Just to stop all of this. You think y'all gonna come over here? You know what? Eventually, that's gonna happen. Eventually, boots are gonna be put on the ground in Israel. American boots. Eventually, that's gonna happen. They're gonna more than likely be sent over there to Iran when it gets time, because we're not gonna allow you people to be over here creating your enclave, creating your own Muslim cities, creating Sharia law under our circular law or over our circular law. Doing Muslim calls at 5, starting at 5 a.m. Calls that go all throughout the city. You can hear the call as if a war alarm was going off. Don't care where you at in the city, you're gonna hear it in your house and everything. We ain't allowing them. We're not going to allow it. I don't know how the UK allowed this. Maybe they didn't see it coming, and and I can understand that. But us over here in America, we see it coming. We see what you did. We are ready. We're ready and fired up. These people are attempting to get close to us, so it'd be hard for us and our military to identify these people. That's why the gangs of America will be erected. That's why the Hell's Angels, the Gangster Disciples, the Blood, the Crips, they will all be given the green light by the American government. I'm telling you what's coming in the future, because it's going to be very hard for the military. You see what's happening with ICE right now. The ICE is being blocked from getting into certain cities. Therefore, if you really wanted to pull out an insurgency, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to allow the citizens in that area to get to that business and meet the objective that you want to accomplish. Why do you think the FBI of America do not fully deplete these gangs of America? Why do you think the gangs of America are still up and running? You know they can be taken out in a blink of an eye. But America knows there's certain aspects of America that must remain and keep it that way. There's a certain structure we have that a lot of people don't really pay attention to that keeps America safe and strong. You have these people coming in amongst us, and the gangs of America will have to activate. Meaning, no, I'm not saying that they have to go and get physical, but they will have to become almost like their own internal intelligence agency, okay? Because this is warfare, all right? Do me a favor, smack that like button, subscribe to this channel. We are in war, and who better to sign on to than the war zone, Minister War Zone. I love you all, except for the ones I don't. Peace.